Hi everyone, my name is David. This channel is DeMars Coaching. This video today is going to cover anxiety, ADHD, addictions, things like this. What they are, where they came from, where they started, and I'm going to talk about two different people here. One is Dr. Gabor Mate. He's a physician and author of The Scattered Mind. He has a special interest in child development. I'm also going to talk about Joseph Ledoux. He's a neuroscientist. These two people agree on the same things. I'm not going to go over what each individual person says, but I'm going to go over this whole material and what they have to add and what I've been saying for a very long time. So it's really nice that I found this information. Those of you who watch my videos that know that for years I've been saying that these conditions, depression, anxiety, ADHD, these things, these all start in childhood. That's where they're from. They're not from our adult experiences. This is our response to our environment. They say that and this is kind of the general consensus of anxiety, is that it's the most heritable disease there is. And it's not true. It's not heritable. Things like depression, anxiety, ADHD, and addictions are diseases to be treated with a pill. They're not. They're not diseases. And they're not to be treated with a pill. This is trauma. They say it's rather a response to our environment. Now, we know that our environment and our culture and our genetics make up who we are. But this is a product of our environment. And our environment meaning how we grew up, as our brains developed. We see these similar diagnoses in families, not because genetics, but because of family cycles, repeating themselves over and over again. These conditions began in childhood. Parents are stressed and neglect the child, and the child does not learn how to deal with stress and has children and neglects their children. A child will absorb the parent's stress if the parents are stressed. I make these videos for you guys because you guys have had experiences that are awful in our adulthood with very stressful relationships. We might have even developed stress disorders, anxiety disorders. Children will also have stress because of neglect. So a child cries, they're in what's called an arousal state. They're completely dependent on their parents to calm them down. And if they don't, if the parents are fighting, if they're drunk, if they're high, if they're at work, if they're not there, if they're telling you to shut up, be quiet, leaving you sit there, letting you sit alone, you go into a hyper-arousal state, and that is trauma. What can children do in fear? And this is something I've asked many times in videos. And we all know, nothing. We are dependent on our parents to teach us to eliminate our fear. All children can do under these stressful conditions and fear is cry. Then we start to tune out. It's a coping skill. We try to tune out our parents stressing us out, our parents not being there for us, the fear that's causing us, and we develop poor attention skills. And we have poor impulse control. We cannot self-regulate our emotions, and we begin acting out every emotion we have, and we can't stay still. We become helpless and hopeless. We panic, grief, and fear due to trauma. These doctors say helpless, hopeless, panic, grief, and fear are normal responses of the young animal where care is not available. Makes sense, doesn't it? Of course you're going to be in panic and fear and grief if you can't get the care that you need. Fear is to help us stay alive. And fear needs to be direct. For us to respond to fear, it needs to be something happening to us. Where anxiety is constant fear of something not happening, might happen, could happen. Drug companies are getting away from anti-anxiety medicines like Xanax and benzos, stuff like this. They're getting away from it. They're repurposing them. They know they don't work. Xanax does not cure anxiety, and I know a lot of you know that. Feel free to chime in and say so down below. They don't work. The problem is we are drugging our children during development, believing they have some type of disease. They don't. We're ignoring them, and then we're drugging them. And some of these drugs can work for a little while, making them calm, focus better, but it does not fix anxiety at all. And they actually cause depression. Proper emotional care means confidence and capability for that child to go take care of themselves. That's natural. That's nature. What isn't natural or nature is improper care, to not care for your children. This means stress, helpless, hopeless, panic, grief, and fear. Luckily, our brains can change. A lot of this stuff happens, problems that children have during development is why we don't diagnose a lot of children with things. We become better parents. But as an adult, our brains can change, even though they've stopped growing. We know this recently, and science tells us things like neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. Proper self-development, self-awareness, self-consciousness. This is what I teach when I coach my clients. It is an absolute important part of healing and recovering from what? Just a bad experience in our adulthood? We have these experiences because of our childhood. And we need more self-awareness to be able to identify real fear and know how to handle it and have more confidence and capability, taking care of ourselves, yeah? Let me know what you guys think of this video, please. I hope this has helped you understand what's going on inside you and your body, what it's doing, and hopefully give you some help, that there's always help available. Anybody having problems with this, depression, anxiety, ADHD, addictions, c-ptsd, from trauma, childhood neglect, things like this, seek a professional, get help. There's help for you. Therapist, life coach, some professional, okay? And ask me questions, anything you guys want to know about this. If I know it, I'll tell you, I'll give you the answer. And let me know what you think about the experiences you've had and why you think you have anxiety. Do you agree with this? Do you not? Do you disagree? Let me know. I'd love to know. Thank you. Love yourself first, guys. Anybody that wants coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Bye.